Hey guys, and welcome back to StarMade. This is Surge with my very first station spotlight. So even though it's only about 99% complete, I thought I'd finally show off the awaited, almost final version of my Havenguarde station. As you can see, I've changed its colors. And I've given it a little bit of a facelift since you've last seen it. So, as you can see, I've changed up some of the turrets. I've taken out the side rings, and I've done a few little other changes to it, which I'm going to explain shortly. But, as you can see, I've got some Isents that I've spawned for the sake of purpose of showing off some of its defenses. It's got an absolute ton of AMS turrets everywhere, which is a great thing because there's a lot of missiles out there, and although these are weak missiles and actually wouldn't hurt my station at all, it's important to see exactly how effective these things are at stopping these missiles, because, well, you don't want to break such a beautiful thing. So as you can see, I've removed the 3 rings from the sides, on each side as well. Now I've done this purely because right now on the server that we play on, it's really difficult to maintain a station with more than about 3 rings. So the plan will be simply to remove the rings, but instead in adjacent sectors to this station have a bunch of smaller depots that will take you to other locations. So this will act as sort of a in-between gate to get you to the small gates. This will be the main chain that will allow you to chain around to important systems that will be Atlas controlled, and each Atlas controlled system that we believe is important will be managed, or rather controlled, by a singular Atlas key or Havenguarde station like this one here. So obviously you can see I've changed the colors up, added a few more stripes. You got a bit of white to go against the orange now. Got these great new turrets that I've made. These are just the new turret that I have on my breaker, which I'm going to show off some other episode. But I've done a little bit of updating on those as well. Added a little decal on the top and made sure that they're capable of handling themselves. I've filled them entirely with systems, so they are self-maintained. I do not need to waste any of my my station's resources. I've put a hiatus on the... Put a small hiatus on the... You're a cheeky little bugger, aren't you? I put a small hiatus on the... It's a little concerning that they're not attacking that thing. They're too interested in whatever's out there. Anyway, I've put a small hiatus on the complicated logic that I was going to put into the sign work here. For now, I think it's just easier that I manually enter the coordinates as I go. I've replaced those big bulky turrets with something a little bit more effective, a little bit smaller as well, and I think that actually look a lot nicer and a little bit lower profile. I am digging the color green, I'll say that. I've missed a bit of brown in there. Cool. I'll have to remember to get that. So, I've taken out a few other things. This room is still very empty. And that's because I just don't have really anything to put in there just yet. Down a bit on this side, we have got a few hung-in turrets here in the little shipyard we have in here. Actually added a button so you can get back into there. So yeah, this is pretty much ready for the server. I have to get rid of a few things like that build block. Also, I need to actually make sure that a few of these rooms are usable. For right now, this entire middle area in here doesn't have any room, but that's okay. I will be adding that when I load this into the server. I'm going to move my project to the server to continue building, as I kind of don't want to spend a lot of time away from the server, as currently I'm finding it a bit hard to focus on both the server and on my personal projects. There's a lot of interiors, a lot left to get done. I've added a few little extra areas here. So I've got actual docks on these little things here. I've finished the window here. And I've got, if you come down the bottom here, I actually have another dock here, which takes you to a little teleporter on the end. Just makes life a little bit easier for those who have bigger ships that need a dock to the Atlas Guard station. Down a bit further, I've taken away one of the perches and replaced it with a single one. Decorated this a little bit to make it look a little bit more structurally sound. And I am intending on putting an elevator or something in here so that I can actually get up and into this room here, which is also empty for the time being. This will also be decorated when I take my my interests to the server. I think that adding building them on survival will add a little bit of extra personality to them, as I just find it's a little bit more interesting to fill those rooms as I please. But as you can see, there's not a lot left I've got to do. I've got to do all those things I showed you and a few other small things, but other than that, almost the entirety of this thing is ready to go. And yeah, that's all I wanted to show off. I just wanted to show off the station. I would give a full tour in another episode if there's enough interest. If you guys want a full tour of the current status of the Havenguarde station, please let me know, as I will happily walk you through the entire station and make sure that you guys know, you guys can actually see. Hang on, give me a second here. Let's have a look here. There we go. That might destroy that thing. But yeah, long story short, I'm going to, if you would like me to do a full episode, probably about 10, 15, maybe even 20 minutes long, taking a full journey through this thing, as there's a lot to cover. It requires you to go all the way from the very bottom, not all the way down there, but it requires you to take the trip all the way from here, all the way up into here. Go up the elevator, it goes along there, through the different various rooms and floors that I have on here. I have an entire floor, practically this area here. And then there's a tram that goes all the way to about here. And then there's another couple of floors. There's an atrium there. There's a hidden compartment and treasure room somewhere around here. And there is the grand hall, the personal captain's quarters, and the control room, and some living condition quarters in there as well. So if you'd like me to take you on an entire tour, please let me know in the comments below, as I would like to do that video, but I don't want to really spend the time if it's not something that people actually want to see. If you want to explore this station for yourself, I'm afraid I'm not going to upload this to the dock just yet. I'm going to wait for a little bit, spend a little bit of time on the server with it as my own private station. But you're welcome to come along to the server. We play on StarMade AU on the StarMade Craft servers, or the Craft AU server. And if you'd like, please come along and we will, I will give you a little tour. My character name is Surge, and obviously I'm a member of Atlas. Either way, this has been Surge with another station update. And I'm kind of turning this into a station showcase, showcasing some of my own stuff. And yeah, it's about 99% complete, Havenguarde station. This has been Surge, and signing out.